Hello everyone and welcome to Mr. Mo Dynasty. It's episode 23, and as we are moving on in the month of May, we are looking for the sweep. Is it possible for the White Sox to sweep another team? Let's find out.
So we're going to go ahead and move on May 2nd. And we do get an injury. It's going to affect our AA system. So I'm going to go ahead and pause and fix that. And we're ready for May 2nd now, and it says on the random event, Sales and Marketing Department event. It says, Sales Marketing impacting GM's long-term spending, using your Sales and Marketing Department rating, roll and see what happens. Obviously, we don't have a very good sales and marketing team because a lot of the stuff around here in Chicago are not, there's not a lot of money that has been spent in that organizational part. Anyway, we have a rating of a 32. I rolled and it got an 87, which is a feat. And that means we have to lose a D3 on our salary cap. And of course I rolled a 3 because why not roll the worst roll possible. So our salary cap drops from 64 million to 61 million. That's a huge hit. I was just starting to build up our salary cap, I felt like. And let's take a look and see how that affects us. We look at our, there's the budget. So player salary, we were at 59 million. So I had 5 million, sort of a cushion there that we could have actually gone out and got maybe some decent free agent pickups. But now it's down to 61. We're still within the realm, but felt like I was building that up. And to lose 3 million there really stinks. So unfortunately, our sales and marketing team will let us down. So we're going to go out and simulate that game. And we do win 5-4. So that means we are on a 4-game winning streak. Let's check out the box score there. Note Ryan Clifford, 2 for 4. He had 2 home runs, so 2 solo shots from Ryan Clifford. What a call-up that's been. Jason Dominguez raises his average to 145 after going 1 for 3. And Lennon Sosa goes 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs. Good to see him do that. And Hagen Smith went 4 1/3, gave up 4 runs, 8 hits, 5 strikeouts. Watts pitched well. Mata pitched well. Freitas gets the win. And Karinchak gets the save and lowers his ERA a little bit. So mostly good news. The Karinchak thing, he's still struggling. How much longer will we give him with that 6.68 ERA? I don't know. We could certainly send him back down and pitch Eater is an option. And then down on the minors, we could also bring up several options. Noah Schultz is cold right now. Not sure I'd do that. We could try to go with Freelander Baroa. I mean, how many times are we going to try that? But we certainly could do that. He is a 69 overall, and he is pitching fairly well. So we'll see. We might give Hagen Smith the month of May to figure this out. Make him a couple more starts to see what's going on. But Grant Taylor is pitching well. Jerpy, like to see that get a little better. Thorpe doing well, and Cannon is doing okay. He's our ace, but still, yeah, we could definitely slide an Eater if we had to. So let's go ahead and let's see. We are going to go to May 3rd. Before that we do that, we're going to do some scouting. So I'll come back in a moment. Just to give you a heads up on our scouting, one thing we actually found this Pedro Batista. He was someone that we discovered last week when we looked at Infield International. And look at this. Non-ranked. Nobody knows him, but we have him 9th on our board. And that could easily follow us. Switch hitting 18-year-old third baseman, Puerto Rico. Notice his contact out of the gates is going to be amazing. The power may not be there right away, but he's got good vision. He's got decent discipline, decent fielder. Arm strength will be, reaction not bad, speed not bad. So this player could easily be our draft pick this time around. He could follow us for sure. I'm also looking at the third prospect in Todd Loftus, second baseman. While our needs are, I have corner, first base, / third base, and then outfielders. I do think if this person were to fall and he's there, you can't. To me, best available, this team needs an infusion of talent. And then I'm also going to have the infield for the Central discovered, since we found a really good player last week by doing that. May 3rd is roll D6. I got a pitching coach event, and it says the following. Play full game, select the starting pitcher. The pitching coach gives the pitcher some things to work on for the game. We find out like what is going to happen to the pitcher. I'm actually going to save that until we go ahead and play the game, but just know good things happen if we get a quality start and win. And the best thing that can happen is 7 innings of shutout ball. The worst thing that can happen is to have a non-quality start and to lose the game. So there's this whole best available, worst available. Best thing would be, of course, to shut them out. 7 innings of shutout ball and win the game. But then there's the quality start with a win. There's a quality start with no win. And there's a non-quality start at all. So we definitely want to get a quality start here with Grant Taylor at the very least. That's the benchmark we're trying to go for. And he came out last time in that 1.86 ERA, something we are very excited about. So let's get to it. And with our winning streak going so far, I do think it is time to bring out, yes, we are going to bring out the City Connect jerseys. Maybe we should bring those out at home. Yeah, maybe. Ooh, the new ones, yeah. Ooh. Should we say that for home, though? Yeah, I think let's bring out the black City Connects. We'll play this against the Rays. Let's see if we can keep this win streak going. Grant Taylor. Looking in the 23-year-old 68C prospect with the 5 pitches. So far, he's done really well in the 9 innings. He's pitched 2 games on 9 2/3 innings, giving up 2 runs, no home runs, a 1.86 ERA. Very excited to see what he can do. We're going against the righty Joe Boyle, so lefties will definitely get a chance to start today, and maybe we sit Lennon Sosa, give him a break. And of course, we got to play Brooks Baldwin, because we always got to play Brooks Baldwin when I'm hitting with these people. And does anybody else need a break? I don't think so. But what we might do, we might move Burleson. Let's see, Brooks Baldwin. I think we're going to move Brooks Baldwin to 2 to give us a spark up there in the lineup. And then Chaparro sort of mix that up. Maybe we'll go, yeah. I'm going to bet Chaparro's down here to the 8th spot. He's only 39 contact right. He's 54. In fact, maybe give Chaparro a break. Yeah, let's go Melendez. Yeah, Melendez can play 3rd. So we're going to have Melendez actually play 3rd today. That's the route we're going to go and bat him 8th. Decided to play again as this win streak continues. Taking on the Rays once again. And what do we want to bring? Let's bring out the brooms. Look at that. Chicago White Sox. This series, our offense batting 156, and yet we're still beating the Rays because of pitching. 5-4 victory in the second game, 3-2 victory in the first game. Winning by 1-run leads. Let's see if we can bring out the brooms. We have not been able to say that at all with this White Sox team. Joe Boyle, 5.61 ERA. Let's take a look at what he features. So he features up to 100-mile-an-hour fastball, slider, curve, and cutter. Dominic Fletcher will lead this off the 1-1 count. Good take from Fletcher. Rays currently with a 14-20 record. Their struggles are continuing as well. Joe Boyle throws a slider that's way outside. And I see us guessing pitch, fastball up and in, and taking. And that's ball 4. Dominic Fletcher does what a leadoff man should do, get on base. And Joe Boyle off to a rough start. Brooks Baldwin batting in the 2 spot here. And it looks like he's going to lay down a bunt. And he gets it down beautifully. The throw to... Oh, is he safe? Oh, they're going to call him out at second. A very aggressive play there by the Rays. The safe play there would be to step on first. But they throw it across the... That was a bang play. Good try, Brooks Baldwin. Good try. Ryan Ward up now with 1 out. He swings at the slider.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Ryan Ward, that rare talent that can play both first base and outfield and can bat third. That he strikes out and lead us in home runs, but also second in stolen bases. So Rule 5 pickup is turning out to be a great pickup indeed, although clearly not seeing the slider very well off the hands of Mr. Joe Boyle. Now there's 2 outs. That brings up the hot-hitting Ryan Clifford. Fouls off the fastball. His 2 home runs in the last game propelled us to victory in that simulated game. What a call-up he's been. Fouls off the 98-mile-an-hour fastball. So far it's been sliders and fastballs. No cutter and curve with the other 2 pitches, but I haven't really seen them so far. There's that slider. Nice play by the first base. Wow, that first baseman did a great job for that inning. That's Yandy Diaz. Yeah, you should show a replay, Yandy Diaz. He single-handedly saved that inning for the Rays. The amazing athletic play there, and earlier on that bunt play to go to second. I know I would have gone to first. But that's what they did. And a great job to get out of that inning. In comes Grant Taylor. We know what we have to do. We have to get a quality start the first. That's our first objective. So we want to limit the pitch count. Take good pitches. Like normally. To win games. But this is definitely a game that will help the development of Grant Taylor if we can do well. Can the pitching coach make good adjustments for Grant Taylor, who's already pitching pretty well? Remember, pitching coach is an 11-rated pitching coach, so not sure the advice he gives him will be the best advice, but we got to hope that it is. And so far, so good. That's 2 pop-ups, 1 to first base, 1 to third base. That also limits our pitch count. And next up is Yandy Diaz. We made some sparkling plays on defense in the first inning, at the top of the first. Grounds out the Baldwin. Great inning for Grant Taylor. If he pitches like that, we will see his development go up after this game. Let's see if we can help him with a win. Jason Dominguez. And that's the kind of pitch you take when you're struggling and it goes as a strike. And when you're on a roll, it's a ball. Good stroke there. Waited on the slider. Yeah, when is Jason Dominguez going to turn things around? He got that contract extension. And we've talked about it. Just, it's not looking good right now. He strikes out on the 98-mile fastball. That brings up Alec Burleson, who's dropped down to the 6th spot. He's going to ground 1 through the hole. That's a base hit for Alec Burleson. Good to see Alec get on base, even though he rolled over on that ball just a bit. That brings up Colson Montgomery right at the Mendoza line, 200. Can we get a 2-out rally going? That ball was hit fairly well, but it is going to be a fly out to deep right field. And we are going to get doubled up on the double play. We were running on that, and unfortunately, double play. We go to the bottom of the second. 4 base running there by the White Sox. No score. Christopher Mell is up. He had a really good game against us in that last play game. He's a good player. Surprised that the Cubs let him go.
Ball.
Currently batting 4th and hitting .314 for this Rays team. But he strikes out on the curveball. I like that uniform. It's a sharp look. If I'd go with the light blue pants to match, though, with the monochromatic look instead of the white pants. Anyway, back to the baseball game, not the fashion show. Second out there recorded for the White Sox. And that brings up, former Cardinal Harrison Bader batting .238. He waits on that curveball, fouls it off. Just fouls off the cutter there. I think it's time to go inside.
Ball.
Lays off. Fastball coming in about 96 miles an hour. Harrison Bader doing a good job in this at bat, working the count. Not what we wanted to see. Wanted to get through this inning quickly. And he's going to ground that to Brooks Baldwin, who makes the play. We've played 2 innings. No score. As we look at the series recap, I think this is the second time we've seen it, reminding us that, yes, we have won both games by 1 run, looking to get a sweep. And Ivan Melendez gets a rare start. The Rule 5 pickup so far hasn't really turned it on. With swings like that, it explains why. Couldn't lay out that slider. Yeah, his has not been much of a success yet. In fairness, he hasn't seen a ton of at-bats, but when you're hitting 174, it's going to be hard for you to get in those at-bats. Especially with at-bats like that. He strikes out on the slider, and for Joe Boyle, that's his 3rd strikeout. That brings up the 9th place hitter, Kyle Teal, hitting .224. Right now, Joe Boyle is doing a good job of locating his pitches. Been using that fastball quite a bit. And he strikes out Kyle Teal. 2 away, and the lineup turns over. Boyle got 4 strikeouts through the lineup the first time. Let's see if we can make the adjustments. He's liking that fastball. And then, of course, the slider. Not really using the other 2 pitches. We'll see what he does the second time through the lineup. That's a ground ball. Fair ball. Fletcher pulled it. But once again, sparkling defense there by the first baseman. Go to the bottom of the 3rd. Still no score. As we look at the Rays' last 10 games, you can see they are struggling. Junior Caminero had a home run in that game I just played recently with these guys. So we're not going to take him lightly just because he's batting 181. Speaking of home runs, that ball is hit deep, but it goes foul. Caminero featuring that open stance. He's going to foul this, pop it up to shallow center field. 4-1 away. That brings up Ramon Laureano. I don't remember what team he originally signed on for. Fouls off. Was it the Padres? 1-2 count. There's a ground ball to the pitcher. Can Grant field his position? He can. Good job, Grant Taylor. Oh, no. Grant Taylor took a pretty good pop to the face in that last play. May wind up being just a nasty shiner, but the medical staff decided to remove Grant Taylor from the game. So that's not good. Not good at all. So I'm going to check real quick. Can success be a non-quality start? This is not good. So Grant Taylor's got to come out, and that means Jake Eder is going to come on the scene. And we'll see what he can do. All we can do now is try to win the game and let the chips fall where they may. All right, so Jake Eder comes on bottom of the 3rd. That is a frustrating development. This is going to be a fly ball award. Who catches another fly ball this inning? We've played 3. Grant Taylor is out with an injury. That's going to hurt. We'll know at the end of the game how that impacts his development. But all we can do now is focus on the game. And let's start off with Brooks Baldwin. See if we can get our minds of that as we enter the top of the 4th. Foul ball. Yeah, definitely working that fastball is Joe Boyle.
No, that missed.
And he's
That's
really
ball.
locating it very well. I mean, that could have been called a strike.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Glad it wasn't. I mean, he had one up here. He has one down here.
Count is full.
Throws a curveball, and as you can see, it didn't go very well. So I feel like he's not going to go to that pitch. The seventh man. I think the fastball again, right in this spot. Went to the curveball. Shows you what I know. But I don't think he'll do it again. I think it's going to be fastball city.
That's ball.
Curveball again, and Brooks Baldwin, the spark plug, leads off the inning with a walk. And that gives Ryan Ward an opportunity. Well, slider. I was looking fastball. That ball dropped. 2-2 count. Can that ball drop? No. It's going to be a fly out to left field. Brooksy went halfway, comes back, one away. That brings up Ryan Clifford. He has a 2-2 count. Come on, Ryan. Do some damage.
Nope.
Good
Ball.
eye, Ryan Clifford.
Full count.
Joe Boyle didn't like that call. We do. Go to slider inside.
Nope,
Fastball
that's
down
ball.
low.
Runner, take your base.
Another walk. That's 2 walks in the inning, 3 overall for Joe Boyle. And that's going to give an opportunity for Jason Dominguez to snap out of this slump that he's in. 1-1 count. Runners on first and second. Swings through a cutter.
1 and 2.
We haven't seen that. I think that's the first time he's thrown a cutter the whole game. 1-2 count. Back to the curveball, which he clearly is not commanding very well. That's why I'm not really looking for it, because he just can't locate it in the strike zone. But we swing at the slider. Jason Dominguez, another ugly swing. Not an $11.2 million a year swing for Jason Dominguez. And that brings up Alec Burleson. Can he get us on the board with 2 outs? That ball was crushed. Back. Just early swing timing. And when I say crushed, the best hit ball I think we've had today. Crushed may be a little bit of an overstatement. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Jake Eater back out the pitch. He gets the ground ball. Melendez, 1 away. Not the best of throws, but he does record the first out against Isan Kim. Next up, Richie Palacios. And that's going to be a base hit on the curveball. Yeah, that ball hung just a bit. Palacios, good job. And they're saying hit and run, perhaps. Maybe we should try to come off. Oh,
He's
a
in
good
there.
throw might have had him. Yandy Diaz is up.
Runner.
And there's that
Strike
stolen base. And we throw it to Ryan Clifford,
1 and 2 is the count.
which would be a good move if we were trying to pick him off from first base. But the fact that Richie was stealing second, might have wanted to throw that to second base instead. And there's the circle change. Still a 1-2 count.
That's inside.
Good cutter
Ball.
from Jake. Yandy wasn't fighting though, and it's going to be 2-2 count. Strikes him out on the fastball. Jake reared back for 95 on the gun. That's his first strikeout of the day. 2 away. Christopher Morel is up. And he takes the cutter inside for strike 2. This time the cutter gets him to line out to Ryan Clifford. We've played 4 innings of no-score ball. Each team with only 1 hit. maybe for us, it's the time to strike now. Yeah, Grant Taylor, unfortunately, only one strikeout, 2 2/3 innings before he took the baseball off the face. It's the first time I think I've lost a pitcher all series to something like that. And of course, it comes when we need him to pitch longer. All right, Joe Boyle, top of the fifth, starting to run a little bit low on energy. He's up against 7, 8, and 9. He's pitched well. He's located that fastball. Not really done much with the curveball, but he hasn't really needed it. And we were on that cutter, unfortunately, just a little early, but our PCI placement was locked in on that cutter, but a little early. And we strike out on the fastball. 6th strikeout for Joe Boyle. That brings up Don Melendez playing third base today. He would head on that slider. That Boyle up to nearly 70, almost 75. This will be the 75th pitch. And he strikes us out on the slider. That slider hung, but it was so bad it was good. That's the 7th strikeout for Joe Boyle, and then brings up Kyle Teal, who, like many people, already have a strikeout.
No, that's high.
Finally, we lay off a fastball that wasn't in the zone. Kyle Teal batting 9th today, but yet 3rd on the team with 11 RBIs. Great to see that from his first year. As he fouls out that fastball that was probably low. Well, out of the zone. 2-2 count.
Count is full.
Lays off the slider. We have a full count with Dominic Fletcher in the wings. That ball is ripped down the left field line. Back, and flies out. Yeah, when you're not scoring a lot of runs, those balls sound like they're crushed. Probably didn't make the warning track there, Oppo Field, but still a decent hit. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Still no score. Here we'll face 5, 6, and 7, starting with Real Mutu, former Philadelphia Philly.
Ball.
Great pitch from Eater. How did Real Mutu stay away from that? And he laid off the curveball, too. I think Jake is pitching very well right now. Real Mutu having a great at-bat. But he can't lay off the cutter. Strikes him out. Good pitch. That brings up Harrison Bader. And Bader gets a pretty good hit. Unfortunately for him, though, Ward is able to track it down, and there's 2 away. Jake Eater pitching very well so far.
Ball.
Can't sneak that fastball by Junior Caminero.
2-1.
And that fastball got too much of the plate, and Caminero hits it right back in the middle for the 2nd hit for the Rays, and there's 2 outs.
Yeah.
Laureano way ahead of that circle change.
1 ball, 2
Jake
strikes.
hasn't thrown that one a lot, so we might throw it again. And somehow Laureano found a way to put bat on ball to foul that off. But he can't foul off the cutter. He strikes out. We've played 5 innings of scoreless baseball. Jake is pumped out there. Another White Sox game where the pitching staff is doing well and our hitters just can't come to play. Garrett Clevenger is going to come in for the Rays. He'll be facing the top of the lineup, 1, 2, and 3. This lefty features 5 pitches: cutter, slider, sweeper, sinker, and 4-seam fastball. Notice the sinker and fastball both could reach up to 97 or 98. So this pitcher's no joke. And he starts Fletcher out with
2.
a slider. It's a 1-2. And he swings at a horrible slider. It's so bad. Could he get to first? He cannot. I would love to say I swung at that pitch that's so poor to try to get the first on the strikeout. But I just did not see that ball well. That was a sweeper, actually. 1-1 count to Brooks Baldwin. Now swinging from the right side, facing the lefty. He takes that sinker inside for a strike. 1-2 count. Fouls off the slider. Yeah, Garrett Clevenger, he's no joke. He strikes out Brooks Baldwin. I mean, anybody that can strike out Brooks Baldwin, that's a tough pitcher indeed. And now we got Ryan Ward, who's down to 275 average. Lefty-lefty matchup, as it will be now for a while. We have a lot of lefties in this lineup today. That cutter stays inside. Ward third on the White Sox in OPS at 744. Can't come around on that cutter. And it's 2-2. And we strike out on the slider. We go to the bottom of the sixth. Still no score. Once again, a tremendous pitching duel. We see opposite performances here. Ozzie Albies had an 0 for 17 streak going before he got 2 hits, but Josh Bell 5 for 5 in his win against the Astros. I've had Josh Bell in many of my series, and I love hitting with Josh Bell. He's a switch hitting hitter with power, fun player to hit with in this MLB The Show game. Eater's going to go back out for the sixth. Why not? He's continued the work that was started by Grant Taylor. And also improving his opportunities. There's a strike. If we were to send down a pitcher, he's showing that he deserves another chance in the rotation. And there's a ground ball. As Clifford's going to throw it to Eater, who will beat Murray to the bag, 1 away. Ha-Seong Kim up to start the lineup back over again. With a 1-1 count, and he takes the strike. A high call. Kim doesn't like the call. Can't blame him on that. And that curveball hangs. And Kim is going to make us pay. He'll at least get 2 out of this. And Ward misplays it. And that's going to cost us. As Kim gets in there with a triple. His second of the early season. And now Eater's in a little bit of a jam. And Richie Palacios bring home the runner with a sac fly. There's a strike. 1-2 count. Boy, a strikeout would be huge here.
2-2.
And that's a cutter. It gets fouled off by Richie.
That's the ball.
Doesn't bite him the fastball inside. Yandy Diaz looking forward for an opportunity to get an RBI. We're going to go home.
You're out.
And we get him out. Kyle Teal applies the tag. Wow, what a bang-bang play there to stop the run from scoring. Let's watch the replay. Von Melendez decides to go home. The throw was a little off, and the tag is applied by Kyle Teal. What a play by the White Sox to get Jake Eater off the hook for now. 2 outs. And that is a pop-up. Can Colson Montgomery get back there? He can! And the Sox get out of that inning with no runs given up. What a play by Ivan Melendez. And the Rays are out hitting us 3-1, but it's still no score. We have Clifford, Dominguez, and Burleson. Lefty, switch, lefty. But they're going to bring in the righty, Kevin Kelly. Righties have only hit 100 against him this year. But I'm very happy because I feel like that pitcher had our number. Clevenger, he was tough. Kelly features a sinker, sweeper, cutter, and fastball. Not a lot of heat, so this is more of a controlled junk pitcher in Kevin Kelly. As he throws that sweeper at 77.
1-2.
All right, we need to adjust. This guy's a lot slower than the previous guy. Kevin Kelly. Good hold there by Ryan Clifford not to swing. Maybe lift that leg a bit and let that ball hit you. But 2-2 count. Now it's a 3-2 count as that sinker doesn't find the zone. It's full count. And Ryan Clifford draws the walk. Next up is Jason Dominguez, who has struggled this season and is definitely struggling today. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. This be the at-bat that turns his season around. That was your pitch, Jason. Clearly the sinker. He's Kevin Kelly looking for the double play ball. Jason Dominguez strikes out for the 3rd time today. One out, and that brings up Alec Burleson. That looked like a possible double play ball as well. Fouled off. 1-2 count. Come on, Alec Burleson. Good take on the sweeper. Eves count at 2-2. White Sox definitely run challenged. Need to find a way to put some runs on the board, give these pitchers some breathing room. Kelly tried to sneak that 92-mile-an-hour fastball in there. He hasn't thrown that fastball much. He's definitely been going more with the curveball and the sinker, or the sweeper, I should say.
That's the ball. Count's full.
Now the count is full. Alec Burleson, give us a lead. Okay. Draws another walk. Kevin Kelly having some control issues. And now we've been given 2 free passes this inning. Can Colson Montgomery make them pay? First and second, 1 out. 1-1 count. Oh, I feel like that's the pitch. What did we miss there? What did we miss? Our PCI was too low, maybe? Timing was good. Montgomery strikes out on the sinker. And there's 2 away. That brings up Ivan Melendez. I think we are going to, he made the great play on defense. What do we want to do here? Do we let him hit? What's his clutch? 38. Lennon Sosa has a clutch of, Jolks has a clutch of 58. We're going to bring in Corey Jolks with his clutch of 58. Now, Jolks definitely struggling early part of the season with a 138 average. But with his clutch potential, we're going to bring him in.
That's the ball.
Good eye, Corey Jolks. Oh, that ball was golfed. Almost down the line. PCI went down to get that ball. It's 2-2 count. And we strike out looking on the sinker twice. Just the movement on it is just threw us off. The Rays are happy. 7th inning stretch time. Still no score here in Tampa. And we do not have anybody warming up. I thought Jake Eater had warning. We can go ahead and start warming up Curtis. And let's go ahead and warm up Victor Gonzalez. We're going to go ahead and pitch Jake a little bit longer, as he's getting tired, but Kyle Teal is going to catch this pop-up. And Jake's going to pitch through it a bit. And the circle change gets JT Real Muto. And while Jake Eater appears to be tired, he's doing quite well right now. But yet, we can do a mound visit. do a mound visit here. Jake, you pitched very, very well. We're now going to turn over to John Curtis. Good job, Jake. Jake came in way more earlier than expected with the injury to Grant Taylor, and now it's going to be John Curtis. 18 innings so far this year, even 3 ERA. Righty's actually hitting a little better than lefties against him, but still doing quite well. And Bader's going to pop up to shallow first base side in the field of play, caught by Clifford. We've played 7. No score. And now the Rays are going to bring in Jake Brentz, the lefty. Although lefties are actually hitting a little bit better against him this year. He'll face 9-1-2. Kyle Teal struggling so far in this series. We are going to pinch hit Pozo for Kyle Teal. Out comes Yoel Pozo with a 1-1 count. Brentz features a fastball, slider, circle change, and two-seamer. That ball's hit up the middle. Brentz knocks it down, throws to first, 1 away. Next up is Dominic Fletcher. He is going to hit lefty-lefty because he's earned it. And we're not swinging at that slider. They watched the last time when we swung blindly at that sweeper that went outside the zone. We're not doing that again. That's going to be lifted to shallow center, but not going to be shallow enough. 2 away. And that brings up the switch hitting Brooks Baldwin with 2 outs as our offensive woes continue. Brooksy swings at the slider he knows he shouldn't have. Come on, Brooks. That's not you. That's not your game. And he strikes out on the high heat. The White Sox offensive zero-ness continues, if that's even a word. Zero-ness? I don't think so, but whatever can describe what we've been putting on the field. No score. John Curtis is going to stay out to pitch the 8th. Caminero fouls that off. Wow, Caminero was all over that 4-seamer. We don't want to throw that again. Let's go back to the slider. Fouls that off. We'll throw the slider even further outside. 2-seamer. Nice hit. Unfortunately for him, Jason Dominguez is there to make the play. Not letting his offensive struggles carry to the defense. That's the good news. But he'll turn it around eventually. There's a ground ball to Colson Montgomery, who throws out Ramon Laureano. And that's a quick 1-2 for John Curtis. Now facing the 9th place hitter, Tanner Murray. He's going to lazily pop that, line that second base, whatever you want to call that. We go to the top of the 9th. It's the first team to 1. Feel like we're watching a soccer game here. Now comes Pete Fairbanks with a 12.86 ERA. Because who better in a game that is scoreless than to bring out the guy who's giving up 4.12 average to righties and 4.50 to lefties, Pete Fairbanks. They're going to try to get him off the schneid. And he'll be facing 3, 4, and 5. Fastball, slider, and circle change is featured by Pete Fairbanks.
2-1.
As he tries circle change, we are going to have James Karinchak stretch and toss just in case. That was our pitch. 99 center cut. We just couldn't connect. 2-2 count. Good foul by Ryan Ward. That might have been on the black. Ooh, that's a good pitch. Good job by Ryan Ward there. And then he lays off the 97 up.
Full count.
On deck is Ryan Clifford, who's drawn 2 walks today. You know, Pete Fairbanks does not want to walk Ryan Ward, who does have good speed. And he threw him a slider, and it kind of hung.
That's it.
And fortunately, Ryan Ward grounds out to short. I feel like maybe our PCI placement was a little high. Yep, a little high on that pitch. Except it's Ryan Clifford. Fouls off the circle change. That's 1-2. Our winning streak certainly on the line here. We want to keep that winning going. While we've already lost the ability to help our pitcher, Grant Taylor, and he's going to face something negative because of the injury, a win is still the goal of MLB The Show. And Clifford gets one of our better hits today, 100 off the bat, but he lines it to center field, and there's 2 away. And our last hope in regular baseball, 9-inning baseball, is Jason Dominguez. We were right on that. Good timing, good PCI placement. Jason Dominguez, boy, he could sure use a hit. How about a home run? That would even be. I mean, he's got the 75 pop against righties. Let's see that on display. Still, the count is 2-2. Fouls off the slider. All right, this is a good at bat for Jason Dominguez. Hopefully this is a confidence builder. He could certainly use a hit, though. Another foul ball. Jason Dominguez. It's a good quality major league at bat. And he's now got it to a 3-2 count with Alec Burleson on deck, who could change things with one swing of the bat. Jason Dominguez, 3-2 count. Fouls off another one. That's 22 pitches now for Pete Fairbanks. And that ball is going to go down. No, it's going to be another foul. Jason Dominguez continues the foul party. There it is! Jason Dominguez! He kept fouling off pitch after pitch after pitch. 114 off the bat. No one needed that home run more than Jason Dominguez. Maybe the general manager, after spending all that money on the extension. But Jason Dominguez, after fouling pitch after pitch after pitch, comes through. In the top of the ninth, Fairbanks, his struggles continue as Jason Dominguez got a fastball and he did not foul off that time. He put it between the poles. 460 feet later, we have a 1-0 game. Perfect swing. 460 feet. I think that's the furthest I've hit a home run in this series. 460. Wow. And now we are going to get James Karinchak warming up for good. And that brings up Alec Burleson. Perfect swing. 460. Look at that PCI placement. Beautiful. Alec Burleson doesn't hit it out. He's going to fly out. We're going to go to the bottom of the ninth. Can James Karinchak come in and get the save? Jason Dominguez. 460 feet later. Only the second hit of the game for the White Sox. Can they win another one-run game against these Rays and get the sweep here in Tampa? Good job, John Curtis. We are going to our closer, James Karinchak. Now, the problem with James Karinchak is he is not fully rested, so he doesn't have a ton of pitches to throw. I feel like about 4 batters is about it. He's 11 for 14 on save opportunities. His ERA has dropped to 5.28. Lefties are doing quite well against him. Let's see if we can come in and get 1, 2, and 3. He's going to face the 1, 2, 3 in the lineup. Ha-Seong Kim, who has one of the hits for the Rays today, that triple. And he somehow pitched out of that by throwing him out at home plate. There's the knuckle curve. Fletcher there in right field to make the catch. 1 away. And that was only 5 pitches for Karinchak. That's a good start. Richie Palacios. Lefty's hitting very well against Karinchak this year. Palacios hitting .330 this year. He's going to foul that fastball off. It's a 2-2 count. And he strikes him out on the 4-seamer. Karinchak 1 out away from the sweep for the White Sox and their 3rd straight 1-run victory against these Rays. And it's going to be against Yandy Diaz, who fouls that off to make it 2-2 count. Knuckle curve gets him. Karinchak with the save, his 12th of the year. The White Sox pulled off another 1-run victory. Jason Dominguez, congratulations. You are the hero. The Rays go down. Karinchak gets the save. Curtis gets the win. And the White Sox win a game with only 2 hits. They sweep the Rays, get out the brooms. Southside victorious once again. The win streak continues. Those are all the good things about today's victory. The bad thing is, what do we get on the pitching coach chart? Did we have a non-quality start? We did. Okay, so we have to, unfortunately, we get the win, but we had a non-quality start. So we have to check our pitching coach. Our pitching coach is rated 11, so this is most likely going to be a failure. We only got a 60, so that is a failure. So a failure, so we are going to lose a D20 from one of our stats. So this injury is going to come back to hurt us in that way. But let's go ahead and take care of the victory. Let's get out of this and let's save the victory. Savor the victory. Let's look at that. We now have won 5 in a row. If we go to 15 and 19, we're going to go ahead and hit save. Definitely want to save that victory. And now we want to see, is the injury serious? Doesn't appear to be. So Grant Taylor, his injury doesn't appear to be anything serious. Unfortunately, though, for Grant Taylor, he is going to take a little bit of a setback here. So the 23-year-old 68 seed pitcher is going to lose some stats. So get out the appropriate dice. He's going to lose a D20 from one of his stats. So we are giving him the appropriate dice to see what happens. This is disappointing. I mean, a fluke injury is why he's going to lose, even though he was pitching quite well. That is frustrating, but it's a part of why I like doing this. Okay, he's going to lose 7 points off of his pitch to break. So we go to his cutter. He's going to lose 7 points off of that. That hurts. So 7 points on his pitch to break. Did that hurt his overall number any? No, he's still 68. His cutter just will be a little bit less effective. Okay, well, there you have it. We'll get out of that game with the win. We are now 15 and 19. And now we go to Philadelphia for a 3-game series.
And that brings us to the end of the episode. I am having a blast with MLB The Show and looking forward to more Chicago White Sox baseball. If you haven't already, think about subscribing and smash that like button and tell a friend. The Chicago White Sox are not a terrible team this year. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.